Hi, I'm Tom Marks with the Marks Law Firm in Orlando, Florida, and welcome to the Healthy Family Law Attorney. So we have an interview with an appraiser today, Bo Zarn. Bo has been a residential real estate appraiser in Central Florida for 35 years. He has extensive appraisal review work on a national basis. The majority of his appraisal work for the past 15 years has been focused in the area of expert witness related real estate valuations. He's a founding member of the National Association of Divorce Professionals, the Orlando chapter, which I'm the director of, and so he and I have that connection. He's also involved in the collaborative law process, and many of my viewers have seen my prior videos on collaborative law, which I think is great. So, Bo, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for inviting me, Tom. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Bo, personally?
Well, I grew up here in Central Florida, Orlando and New Smyrna Beach, since the early 70s. So I've seen Orlando and the Central Florida area, explode with growth. And I've raised my family here. I have a lovely bride of 26 years and 2 children. And I'm very active with the Diocese of Orlando and several Catholic men's groups, and as well as I was very active with the Scout program and the leadership and directing scouting programs.
Well, it sounds like you've been really involved in a lot of activities in Central Florida. You've been here for a long time. You do a lot of appraisals. So tell our viewers, what are the purposes that you do appraisals for? Well,
there's the typical person that's going to order an appraisal would be, say if somebody's going to get a mortgage on, they're buying a home or refinancing, they'll need an appraisal for the lender, and estate planning. That's a high utilization of appraising. There's you need a basis to set your the values of the assets. And then for construction, sometimes there'll be problems with the construction that happen long after the people have moved in, or it's occupied, and they need an appraisal to how is it adversely affecting the defaults in or problems with the construction. How is that adversely affecting the value of the property? And also for equitable distribution of the family assets. Sometimes probably for most families, the most valuable asset is their home. They may have a mortgage on it, but they have a lot of equity in it, and you need to have a sound number, a reasonably solid number that they can make the decision on how they're going to go.
Well, that brings up a good point, Bo. Obviously, my family law clients often have a marital home. They might be in a condo. They might have vacant lot or even rental property. What do you do to value those various different types of properties?
Well, I've done quite a few of the vacant land and condos for various appraisal of various properties around Central Florida. Mostly, I've dealt with homes. So they're because everybody has a home, and a lot of people own them in Central Florida. So to do the valuation on a typical home or any other condos or whatever, you're going to go into the public records to find the details, the parcel number, the physical address, who the owners are, and sometimes you have to go back and look and see the transfers, because they may have conveyed it into a trust or some other vehicle. You're going to go into after you get enough of that information about the physical property, then you go into what the market is, and you look at for sales in the public records, and you look for MLS multiple listing service for the sales that are reasonably similar around the property in close proximity that are current. You want to have within 6 months, typically. You can go back about a year. And for unique properties, you may want to go back possibly 2 years and do a time adjustment to bring it forward. But you're going to pull a lot of different, the pending, the sales, like I said, and the active sales. What's available? What is this dollar going by in today's market? So that's very important for when you're doing an evaluation.
Okay, well, good. And obviously, we're in a really hot real estate market. Prices are moving upward dramatically. How do you make sure that your appraisal is current, up to date, and reflecting those increases that we're seeing on a monthly basis in the real estate market?
Yes, like I said, you want to get the most current sales. If you have a home that is sold like next door or a block away in close proximity and is sold in the past couple weeks or month, you'll utilize that if it's similar. So 2-story, 1-story homes. Mostly you have 1-story homes in Central Florida, but occasionally you have to compare a 2-story home to a 1-story home, with a pool or without a pool. But you want to get the most current sales. If you're going back 6 months, the market has moved so rapidly in such a dynamic market today that you have to have sales that have closed and they're being picked up. You got to look at how long they've been on the market. So somebody may have put something on the market. A family has had the property listed, and they may have it only been on there for like 3 or 4 days, and they have multiple contracts over and above the contract price. So you want to be careful on, did they underestimate the listing price of that property? Did they leave money on the closing table for this new home to pick up, new family to pick up that equity? So you're in the report. I'll even go as far as using 3 comparables and possibly a pending contract for sale and then maybe a listing to reflect that trajectory, that trend of what's going on in that subject's market. It's
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I mean, my experience in the family law area, especially with clients that are listing their homes recently, has been the market's so hot. My client might get a valuation on the home, either an appraisal or a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis, of course, that like a realtor would do. And then maybe they list the house a week or 2 later, and they get immediate interest in the house. They get multiple offers on the house, and they end up selling it for $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 more than they asked for it because of that. And so I know that when I go to court on valuations, the court looks at like a certified residential appraisal as the gold standard. That's what the court would most like to see. But also the court will take a comparative market analysis. And if neither of those are available, the best evidence might be a Zillow, which often is, well, obviously not as active as an appraisal or a CMA. So tell us, I mean, I think our audience is really interested in these trends. It's so hot, things are moving up so fast. How do you anticipate what a home might sell for with a current appraisal? I know you talked about looking at the most current sales prices. Are there any things you can do to look at how do you anticipate what the market is doing? Yeah,
well, Tom, I can only reflect what the market, market data tells me. So, and what I can prove. So if there's a sale of a home that's $200,000 more than the subject property, it's right next door and it's available, and it's like you can ask anything. But if I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot foretell the future. I can only use the data that's available. So yes, I'm going to use a contributing or consideration of a listing if it's close by and very similar, and it lends credence to the estimated market value of the subject, but and utilize the pending sale. But if you're going to go, it's probably not a good idea to go with a CMA or a Zillow if you're going to be going to court. Changing subjects just a tad, but because I look for detail, that's my job. That's what I'm trained to do. And you walk into a property and Zillow's not walking in there. The CMA is not walking into that property. I'm walking in and observing. I'm the eyes and ears for whoever my client is. And I'm looking to see, does it have crown molding? Does it have a jacuzzi tub? Is it in disrepair? So those are the adjustments that I'm going to utilize in the appraisal to compare that subject to the comparable sales. And
yeah, I think that makes sense, Bo. I mean, a judge is going to do this when you talked about not having a crystal ball. Judges don't speculate on moving trends or what the property might be worth now. So the judge will say, the best evidence is the appraisal in there. That's the value if we go to court. Obviously, if the parties sell the property, whatever it sells for is what the willing buyer and willing seller agreed upon. And if that's above the appraised value that was done earlier, then that's fine. And probably, I didn't think about this before, but I might ask you on the fly. It seems like if you do an appraisal and some period of time has passed, especially in an upward moving market like this, how often do you do like an updated appraisal to see if the house or the property has increased in value since you did the original appraisal?
Yeah, and it has been substantial. If you have a case that is lagging it's dragging on, and I've appraised it like 6 months ago or a year and a half ago, they'll come back to me and it's like, we need an update. I've had that several times, and especially that'll happen during hurricane season also. It's like I'll inspect the property and they'll need me to go back out. Is there any additional damage? They'll want me to go out and for following up on the time that if there's a large time between and the market is appreciating, then they'll want me to go out there, reinspect the property, do an evaluation, and give them the inclined, the appreciated value or the devalued property. So sometimes the market goes up and down. Sometimes it doesn't stay flat.
Right, but of course, right now it's really going up. I bet when you do an updated appraisal, it's not as expensive as the original appraisal. It's just supplementing your prior appraisal, correct?
Well, you're doing the same work other than measuring. You go through and you've already measured it and you inspected it. You go in there and visually make sure that all the spaces and everything was the same or very close to similar to when you originally inspected the property. So the value of the fee is it's still about the same. It's a little bit less, but you're still doing all the same work, and you're having to if it's over 6 months, you're going or over 3 months now in this trajectory of increasing values. If it's over 3 months, you have some appreciation. How much it is, there's certain pockets that are appreciating a lot more rapidly than other areas. And then you're finding where people are not moving, educated people are not moving out of their areas. So around Windermere, Winter Park, Celebration, certain pockets are not selling because where are they going to take that dollar that they got from the sale of their property? What are they going to be able to buy? The purchasing power is diminished.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that really helps. I appreciate that information for our viewers that, what goes into an appraisal and how it adds value to the property owner and how it can be used. So that's fantastic. And, the purpose of our channel is because I believe families matter. I want to provide hope and help to families to successfully navigate the family law process in a healthy way. So, and of course, this is the Healthy Family Law Attorney. And so I always ask my guest, do you have a healthy tip for our audience today?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Tom. And thank you for asking. I found vinegar as an incredible health supplement to my daily intake. And what it does is it balances out the fluids and the minerals in your body. I found it through I had a terrible gallstone incident where I was supposed to go backpacking with the scout troop, and I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't move. And so a friend of mine who's a urologist is like, Bo, why don't you take this, try the vinegar. And here in Florida, we have hard water. And if you have to clean the hard water stains off of your tile or shower doors, you use vinegar, and it breaks down the calcium. So the galls, or the stones, when the vinegar hits that, it softens it and breaks it down. It's like, thank you. It really works.
I'm a big believer. Obviously, I don't know if you can see behind me, I've got some apple cider vinegar. I put in my Yeti in my water every day. So I know I follow a couple of YouTube channels on health gurus like Thomas DeLauer, and he talks about how healthy it is for your gut biome and for fat removal as you're trying to lose weight and as you said. So great tip. Thank you, Bo. Thank you for being on the channel today. If you've enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. And we will see you next time. Thanks so much for being here.